Hi folks, John Dunn here, RPG freelancer, publisher behind Meliorvia. I'm up here today at Immortals Inc. with Mikey.
What is up, John? It is nice, amazing outside. Good week. What's going on?
Yeah, winter's summer's starting to end, and we're starting to see those first inklings of fall.
Winter's already creeping up on you. You almost just said it.
Apparently is, man.
Yeah.
But, you know, pumpkin spice is in the air, I guess.
What's your favorite season?
Oh, winter, definitely.
Winter? Okay.
Yeah.
I would say the same. Either fall or winter. So.
But as we are creeping up on the pumpkin spice, it means we have to talk horror games because we like to talk horror games.
Yeah, when do we not?
And one that been sitting on the shelf up here for a while kind of caught my attention because, you know, we were down in Epcot not that long ago and walking through the different countries. And one of the countries that has a pavilion down there is Morocco.
Oh.
And lo and behold, we have a Morocco book. And frankly, I know more about Morocco from reading this book than I ever learned from going to Epcot.
Really?
Yeah, because there's a little bit of a history of Morocco.
Did you eat something from that
Moroccan?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What'd you eat?
Oh, a whole bunch of stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, they've got a lot of Mediterranean.
I'm sure it literally costs an arm and a leg over there.
Well, you know, Disney pricing, which we don't charge you here at Immortals.
We
right?
don't.
Except when we're selling Lorcana, separate issue.
Exactly. We have it. Not right now, though.
So Secrets of Morocco is actually not a brand new book. It's been out on the shelf for a little while. This came out in 2008 and was actually derived from a 2004 monograph written by a guy by the name of William Jones, who actually worked on Secrets of New York and a whole bunch of other Cthulhu projects. It was originally written for 6th edition Call of Cthulhu, but not huge differences between 6th and 7th, so this should be pretty easy to use with it. It also has some notes on using the book with Pulp Cthulhu. So if you're into that, kind of turning those knobs up to 11 for the action side of things, you can absolutely use it for that. One thing that's worth noting is that there's a lot of old photos in here that serve as parts of the artwork. I'm guessing those are old public domain images that are actually probably taken from the 20s and 30s. When the campaign is set. So that's a nice touch. There's also some stylized maps in here for the country and for all the different cities, which again, is a nice touch. I could easily see using those as handouts in your game. So diving into the book, and this was originally written as a monograph. Probably haven't touched on monographs before.
No, I was about to ask.
Chaosium used to have a program for monographs, which were basically self-published projects that were done for Call of Cthulhu. It'd be on the order of like 128-page black and white book that wouldn't have a great binding, but you could order them right from Cthulhu, and the author was basically in charge of doing everything. Kind of like the community content works on Drive-Thru RPG now. And the folks at Chaosium looked at this one and said, hey, that's really slick. Can you turn it into a full book? And so that's what was done when this one was published. So the first chunk of the book is about the making of Morocco. Now, my geography is horrible because I'm a product of the American education system.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea where Morocco is?
Dude, honestly, my geography's right there with yours. I'm being so horrible. I know that it's not in America. That's how I feel.
Excellent.
Right?
Yes.
So where is it near?
So it's actually North Africa, right across the Straits of Gibraltar from Spain.
Okay, yeah.
So
okay.
Right at the entrance to the Mediterranean there, right? So north side, you've got Spain. South side of the Straits is Morocco.
Okay, now it rings a bell.
Yeah, and Morocco is probably kind of famous for one Americanism that came out of that, and that's the movie Casablanca. Is set in Morocco.
That's a movie that I've seen bits and pieces of.
Right, there you go. So there's how we can relate all this to things we've heard of before, right?
Exactly. We look so poor, like we're so poor on the geography over here. Wow.
So the first chunk of the book is about the making of Morocco, which at the time that this is set, so in the Call of Cthulhu 20s era, it's split. The southern half of Morocco is a protectorate of France. The northern half is a protectorate of Spain, you know, closer to the Straits. So
yeah,
sure, makes some kind of sense. Morocco has a broad range of climates. So there's the shoreline, there's port cities, then you've got forests, you've got mountainous regions, and you have the Sahara Desert as part of it. So you're covering a pretty broad range of different environments. And there's an enormous change between the cities and basically the wilderness areas, because the cities are very dense, particularly some parts of the cities. The Medinas, in the Cleveland area, we probably would say Medina.
Yeah.
But the Medinas are the oldest parts of the cities before colonization happened. And these are really dense neighborhoods. Kind of what you think of when maybe if you think of Agrabah from Disney's Aladdin, getting back to Disney, right?
Okay,
where you've got all these really tightly packed in buildings. Those are kind of what the Medinas are like. And because we've got all these different cultures present and we've got colonization happening, there's a lot of different languages spoken. So if your Call of Cthulhu character is coming into Morocco from somewhere else, be it, the UK or America or, even Paris, they're going to hit a language barrier because Spanish, French, and Arabic are all commonly spoken languages there, and not everybody speaks all of them.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a problem when you're trying to get around. The book then dives into specific cities within Morocco. The first one is Rabat, which is the political capital. Again, it has a Medina with these cobblestone streets, narrow alleys, and souks. I'm probably mangling the pronunciation on that, but those are the market areas, right?
Okay.
So if you think the bazaar where people are trading, and those are the souks.
High populated areas.
And then it has the Udaya Kasbah. You ever hear of a Kasbah before?
No.
So I know it from Pepe Le Pew, old Warner Brothers cartoons, where Pepe would be, romancing up the cat and going, "Come with me to the Kasbah." And I had no idea what a Kasbah is until I actually sat down and read this. The Kasbah is basically the castle. It's the fortification that was meant to defend the city. And it's another densely populated area like the Medina. And like I said, it used to be a fortress. So the Udaya Kasbah is another chunk of Rabat that is detailed in there. Then you have the Ville Nouveau, which is the new French construction. And that's very modern. It has what architects of the time decided would be the new architectural style for where the colonization happened. So that's where you're most likely to find people speaking languages that aren't Arabic, as opposed to in the Kasbah or the Medina.
You definitely wouldn't want to go to southern Morocco and start speaking, Spanish. I feel like that'd be a big mistake considering the bias.
I mean, probably, but you're going to find people all over the place, right? So
I feel like they're probably like, "You're from the north, get out of here."
I mean, there was that split where they agreed, but I think there's some more interaction than just that.
You might find a loyal Spaniard down in the southern coast.
You certainly might, yeah. And then in Rabat, in the book, you get a nice sandbox of different locations and NPCs to fuel your campaign. And you get a character template for a American ONI agent, Office of Naval Intelligence. Any idea why that might be in there?
Dude, ONI agents are like related to Oriental, right?
No, Office of Naval Intelligence is what became the CIA.
What about ONI, like the ONI? Is that what it was?
That totally not related. You're talking about a Japanese demon, an Oni spirit. Yeah, but no, ONI, Office of Naval Intelligence.
Then no idea. I'm lost.
So Casablanca, again, has characters that have ties to the Office of Naval Intelligence. Okay. And in the city of Casablanca, which is the next chapter of the book, you have a character named Rick, who's a gun runner, which is one of the feature characters in the movie Casablanca. They changed the names, but it's very obviously intended to be the same character.
If I thought, what's the name of a gun runner, I would definitely guess Rick in my top 5.
There you go. Casablanca is kind of the economic capital. It has a port district and an industrial district. And then it also does have, the same kind of Medina as the other cities. And in this chapter, they also introduce a second sight skill, kind of just a new slant, another option for a skill set that you can tie into Call of Cthulhu that's really kind of tied into the region. The next chapter of the book covers Marrakesh, the jewel of Morocco. In here, we have a section on immortality, because there just might be some immortal NPCs in Marrakesh. This is the most diverse city that's presented here, and we get a discussion of some of the different ethnic groups and the cultures that they're bringing with them, as the characters may have to interact with them, and the different dialects that they can be speaking as well. After that, we get into the Moroccan interior. We have the Rif Mountains, the Atlas Mountains, and the Berber tribes who are active in these regions. We also have the Sahara as a place where your characters might need to go. And then we get detailed rules on heat stroke because that happens when you're adventuring in a desert. And then there's 2 adventures that are spelled out here. The first one is the Tablets of Ernancha, and the second one is the Ocean of Sand. These are both well-themed adventures that take great advantage of Morocco, and they force the PCs to get out of the cities and explore the different parts, which really, lets you clue in on that environment that is probably going to be very foreign to characters coming from other parts of the world. After that, we have a chapter that covers societies, cults, and mysteries. Talks about the Rif War that happened from 1921 to 1926, where the Rifi tribal groups had an uprising against the European colonizers. And then we tie in some cults of Cthulhu and Shub-Niggurath into the culture as well, just as a little gotcha for your Call of Cthulhu element. Present a few occult locations, get into that Office of Naval Intelligence gun running element, and give game mechanics for horseback and camelback chases.
Absolutely.
Because if you're running through the Sahara, you got to have a camel race.
You ever seen a camel run?
Yeah, it's really cool, actually. It looks like it shouldn't happen.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like it's like one of those forbidden things.
I also saw a giraffe run once, which was also pretty wild. Yeah.
That's more dangerous
We
than
go
anything.
to a lot of zoos. What can I say?
They're running at the zoo?
Yeah, we've seen them there. Yeah.
They're trying to get out?
I think they were just having fun.
Okay.
Who knows? After that, there is an appendix with some handouts and kind of cool flavor touch that you could probably get from Google anyways, is kind of a phrase book for Arabic and French common phrases just to mix up the dialect that you're throwing into the adventures. So this is a soft cover. It's black and white. It's 128 pages from Chaosium, and it's $21. Got a copy up here on the shelf at Immortals Inc. If this sounds like a cool idea, adding that international flair to your campaign, or even if you just wanted to present a character that's coming from this background, I think it's a cool book you might want to check out.
That is really cool. Thanks for talking, John. See you guys next time. Have a good one.
Good gaming, folks.